Don't wait for you to have 100 million. Don't wait for you to have 200 million. Don't wait for you to have maybe 500,000 US dollars for you to be able to start investing in other areas. Start small. The little that you put in compounds into bringing more effect, and later on, as you keep investing and investing, so I stopped all my businesses. I had quit my job and I was fully focused into going back to school. But unfortunately, again, I wasn't able to go. Last minute, I met a complete stranger on Instagram that had offered me an opportunity to listen to a business opportunity. And that is how network marketing came into my life. I met the guy, I sat down with him, he explained the business module. I was so interested. One, because first, it was something that required me very little capital to start.
Hello, welcome back to Make Your Own Destiny podcast, the podcast that inspires you to shape your future. As always, I'm your host, Musa, and I noticed I never introduced myself by name, but today, there you are. Someone asked in the comments, like, who are you? You never introduced yourself, so there's my name. You have it. And today, we have a very special guest, and she's a female. She identifies as female. If you remember, she was actually our first guest who was female previously. If you didn't watch that episode, go back and watch it. It's on Instagram at MOUD Podcast. You'll see her. Her name is Nurryn. Nurryn is here. She's going to introduce herself more later. I mean, she's going to reintroduce herself later, because lately she has been evolving so much. She has been doing a lot of businesses that she is going to explain today. So if you're new here, subscribe. If you're the OG, like this video, and let's get down to business. Nurryn, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it feels good to be back again.
Okay. You know, the first time you came, we had less than 100 subscribers, and now we are approaching 2,000 subscribers. So a lot of people don't even know you. So can you introduce yourself? Like, who is Nurryn? And because today we are going to talk about entrepreneurship, also, can you explain a little bit of how did you get started with entrepreneurship?
Thank you so much, Musa. Hello, everybody. Hello to the newest followers and subscribers. I will introduce myself again and reintroduce myself to those who already know me. My name is Nurryn Hamis. I am a health advocate. I advocate for health, of course, and an entrepreneur. And my mission is to empower and inspire youth and women into making better decisions on their health, to achieve their dreams, to maximize their potential, and also build successful businesses. I'm also the founder and the executive director of a non-government organization called Empower Her Community Initiative that helps and supports women and youth, children, girl child specifically, into getting all the services that are possibly needed into the communities that are in need, and also help them start building businesses on their own.
Okay, that's really nice. But can you take us to the beginning? Like, where were you born, your background, and how did you develop that interest in entrepreneurship? Because you said that you were studying medicine.
Yeah.
You know, from studying medicine to being an entrepreneur, you know, it's two different fields that are very far apart. So what sparked your interest in becoming an entrepreneur?
All right. A little bit of my background. I'm born and raised in Tanzania. I grew up in Arusha, a big part of my life. I grew up in Arusha, studied my primary school. I went to high school, and then university. I decided that I would not pursue my degree in Tanzania. Why? Because I believe due to the advancement of the countries, the Western countries and whatnot, I felt like I would get a better and maybe a deeper better and deeper skills on what I really wanted to go for, because I was planning to go for my medical degree and then specialize. So that is one of the reasons that led me into studying abroad in the first place. But when it comes to medicine, medicine has been my passion ever since I was a kid. And actually, my dad was never a person who supported that. He has always wanted me to be an entrepreneur. But it wasn't really something that was in my thoughts, or was something that I saw a vision for looking into myself. I have always had a passion for medicine, health, and all that. But
sorry to interrupt, but was your dad an entrepreneur?
yes, actually, I was getting there.
Oh.
The story with my dad now. So my dad is not a person who has a really high education. Let's say that he pursued maybe degrees and masters and all that. No. So with him, he started school, then got into a primary level, and then decided he would just do a few courses that would support his entrepreneurship journey at the moment. So he went all in into entrepreneurship. And he grew businesses. He has shops. He has stores. Like, he had an industry. He had a company. Even a what do they call this? A clearing and forwarding company and whatnot. All these things, and he built that all from scratch. It was all his effort. So he has been a person who never believed in. He has never believed into employment. He has always been a person who believes into self-employment and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So I feel like I came to a point of realizing that was his vision with me. He has always thought that there would be a way for me to go through the same direction he took. But for me, it was the passion that drove me into wanting to go for medicine. But unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to study for all the 6 years that I was supposed to. A few years into my studies, I failed to continue due to circumstances were out of my hand. It was all family based. And so getting to that point, I started looking for sources of income. I was employed full-time at a hospital. I started as a volunteer. Later, they took me in full-time. I can say I got the practical experience of working in medical fields more than I got it theoretically in class, because I've been working in hospitals for 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you graduated medicine?
No, I didn't graduate medicine.
Then how did you work in the hospital then?
I started as a volunteer there.
Oh, okay.
When I was in my first year, actually.
All
I started working at hospitals.
Okay.
Then going into my third year, that was the time that actually now life started happening. I was supposed to take care of myself. I had bills to pay. I had to start taking care of my young sister's issues, and together, for me, I was raised in an extended family. So some of the family members as well, some relatives were dependent of me, because at that moment, my dad was not really in the picture anymore. So I stepped in. I had to do part-time jobs as well. I started my own small business. I was making soaps out of coffee and turmeric, beauty soaps. I even started selling phones and stuff like that. All that was just to look for an extra source of income to help me sustain everything. And there's a standard of life that you're supposed to maintain, there are bills to pay, there are things to take care of. So that was all that I just needed at that very moment. So getting into that, it reached a time where I was told, now, Nurryn, you have to stop all these things and focus on to going back to school to finish your degree and all that. So I stopped all my businesses. I had quit my job, and I was fully focused into going back to school. But unfortunately, again, I wasn't able to go. Last minute, things happened that were also out of my hand, and I had to stay.
So you dropped out?
Yeah, literally, you can say that. So it was at a point where it was a point of me realizing that now I have to figure out what is my way forward, because my only focus at that time was school, but it has failed. So what is the next plan? So I was so desperate. I was looking for jobs. I had done a few interviews with different hospitals to look for, a place for me to work.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it wasn't as easy, or let me say, it didn't take as little time as I expected it to, for me to get the job. So still searching, I met a complete stranger on Instagram that had offered me an opportunity to listen to a business opportunity.
Yeah.
And that is how network marketing came into my life. I met the guy, I sat down with him, he explained the business module. I was so interested. One, because first, it was something that required me very little capital to start. Two, it was actually a business that would also like favor my career. At some point, it's a health and wellness company, so they still hit on the same ends that I want. And three, I would be able to help other people build businesses the same way I would. And there were so many other things that got me interested, and I decided to start my journey there. And that is how I started my entrepreneurship journey from that point.
That's nice. You know, when you said you dropped out of school to become an entrepreneur, you know, something hit my head like, oh, that I might be sitting with the next Mark Zuckerberg on my right here. Is it the next Mark Zuckerberg or the first Nurryn?
Let's make it the first Nurryn.
Okay. Yeah, that's really great. So guys, we have the first Nurryn here, the next billionaire. You heard it first on this podcast. So when she becomes a billionaire, I said it first. Yeah, so, you know, in Tanzania, you cannot be rich by just doing one thing. That's what I've noticed, the difference between Tanzania and other countries internationally. Let's say you're in America, you can just focus on one thing and be wealthy, be a billionaire, right? Not just being rich, being wealthy. I remember on one podcast, Ahmed Mahmoud's podcast with Mo Dewji, he said that it's very difficult to become wealthy doing one thing. That's why even himself, he has more than 30 companies, because the market is very small. You know, you cannot sell just one thing and expect to make a huge amount of money. You need to have different stuffs. So talking about that, as a young Tanzanian entrepreneur, how do you navigate this business landscape in Tanzania compared to other countries internationally?
Navigating into the international maybe let's say international market and how people build their businesses. You know, as let me say in Tanzania, focusing into one thing cannot take you to you becoming, let's say, a billionaire or a millionaire. I feel like this is a limiting belief that most entrepreneurs are carrying in their minds. That is one, leading into most of them not being able to focus fully into one thing until it brings the outcome that they're supposed to expect. With this microwave society, and I like to put an emphasis on this because this is a society where people just want an easy come, easy get.
The microwave.
Yes, the microwave society.
Microwave.
Yes, microwave. So they just want the easy come, like you put something in a microwave, you heat it in 30 seconds, a minute, it's done.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Tanzanian market, a lot of entrepreneurs fail to understand that it has to take resilience and adaptability to sustain in this market, because you have to adjust to the type of people you're dealing with.
Okay.
In regards to Tanzanians, not everybody is educated enough, not everybody is open-minded enough. Some people are very arrogant. You have to pass on the information to them first before you offer the service that you're offering.
Okay.
So you have to adapt to these environments, to these communities. And resilience in what sense? The ability to bounce back from objections, from rejections, from the communities that are around you. And also getting the inspiration from the international market. I feel like Tanzanian entrepreneurs have to focus or understand into how they can start tapping into the national-wide international market as well, because that gives you the exposure you need into knowing how you can actually build a successful business. Well, I can say I'm very grateful and privileged to be in an industry that has exposed me into the international market automatically, because for example, for me as a network marketer in Forever Living, we operate in more than 167 countries worldwide, meaning I can simply do my business as I am here in over 100 countries, 167 in specific.
Okay.
So everybody has to look into that. But also in regards to one business, I feel like you can focus into one business, but see how you can diversify your income around the same business that you're doing.
Okay.
For example, I am doing a business, I'm selling products, health and wellness products, but I'm also helping other people build successful businesses through the business that I'm doing.
Okay.
That itself might not be enough for me, but the income that I make out of this business, what do I do with it? I invest in different other angles that actually bring in income without me being there actively, like real estate, like stocks, like mutual funds and stuff like that. So it's possible for you to actually make money as you're just focused in one business. It just needs a mind to know how you can incorporate everything else around your business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice, because as a famous saying of Warren Buffett, that you should not put your eggs
In one basket, yeah.
So you should diversify, invest in real estate, as I say,
Yeah.
stocks, bonds, crypto, companies, and stuff like that. It's very important. So, most successful entrepreneurs, they are failures. Like, they are uneducated. So that's why the A students end up working for the F students, because the F students were not good in class and they became entrepreneurs. That's why I said they're not educated. So that in itself is a very big misconception in Africa for young entrepreneurs, that to be an entrepreneur you have to fail in school, because those who passed went on and became workers. So people say that if you are very educated, you cannot be an entrepreneur. That's the misconception. So what other misconceptions about entrepreneurs in Africa, especially young entrepreneurs, that you have heard?
Maybe one of the big misconceptions that a lot of people have about young entrepreneurs in Africa is that we lack skills, we lack the experience in working in these areas of entrepreneurship, in whatever ventures. But in reality, a lot of emerging young entrepreneurs in Africa have big potentials. They have the experience, the expertise, and the skills to actually build successful businesses. Okay. They provide digital savvy into understanding how you can move with the technological advancement and work around your business in making sure that the technology brings in an impact into your business as well. As you can see right now with everything that is going on in technological advancements and everything, I have seen myself entrepreneurs that I also work with, some as my mentors, some as my partners and colleagues, that are actually building very successful businesses and actually have the expertise and the skills that are required for them to do this. So I feel like that's a very big misconception that a lot of people have out there.
Yeah, there are a lot more misconceptions, especially in Africa, that mostly the people from the West think when they hear like, oh, I'm from Africa and I'm an entrepreneur. It's crazy out there. So also in business, there are a lot of challenges, and especially when you're a woman. I remember I have people who work for me who are women. I remember in one of my company, I hired a woman to be the salesperson, receiving calls and answering messages, things like that. So I remember people used to call the phone just to say that, hey, I'm calling today. I don't want any product. I just want you. How much? Yeah, and she used to get pissed like crazy. That in itself was a very big challenge for her. A very big one. Like, she even wanted to quit just because of that. So being an entrepreneur, you said how many years right now you've been an entrepreneur?
2 years.
2 years. Yeah. So being an entrepreneur for 2 years, not easy. I'm sure you've faced a lot of challenges yourself. So can you explain what challenges have you faced so far being an entrepreneur, and how have you managed to overcome within those 2 years?
Right, that's a really nice question. Before I get into the challenges that I have personally encountered, I'll speak of one specific big challenge that came into like that I overcome at the time that I started my entrepreneurship journey. I just wanted to say, I wanted to speak something about diversifying your income. And before I just forget this point, I had to add it on. So when it comes to diversifying your income and you want to invest in other different areas, regardless of how little your business is paying you off, start small. Because don't wait for you to have 100 million. Don't wait for you to have 200 million. Don't wait for you to have maybe 500,000 US dollars for you to be able to start investing in other areas. Start small. The little that you put in compounds into bringing more effect, and later on, as you keep investing and investing, you grow you grow in all, let me say, you grow in all sources at the same time. So start small. That's one crucial thing that I wanted to add on. And back to that.
Challenges.
Yes, challenges. As an entrepreneur, a female entrepreneur, facing such challenges possibly can be something that you'd encounter. But you have to build mental toughness. Being able to find the right ways that will not be let me say, bad, but in a way to show someone that this is strictly me standing on business.
Okay.
That would really help. I would start with the lady that you just told me about. Tell her to just find ways that she can talk to these people to show them that I'm just standing on business and nothing more. And that would really bring them into an understanding to an extent that will start respecting her for what she actually offers, and not coming to her with such, stuff like asking her to sell herself or something like that.
Yeah.
Back to me, one of the biggest challenges that I faced when I started my entrepreneurship journey was rejections, and especially from my close friends and family. It was very disheartening, I can say. I expected full support from my closest people.
Yeah.
So not getting that support from them made me feel like I don't think I can go on with this journey.
Okay.
But I came to a point of understanding that actually you have to be persistent, and you have to be very well knowledged in 1, what you're doing, in 2, the product you're offering, and 3, the business that you're venturing in. You have to know all these things. So for me, I focused more into knowledge, getting the knowledge about the products I have, getting the knowledge about the business that I do. I invested my time more into the knowledge, because they say investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Exactly. And for me, I'm seeing that. It's just been 2 years. It might sound like very little time, but trust me, it's a long enough time to know if you can sustain or not in a business. So getting the rejections, for me, I decided to just fully believe in myself, build the resilience, build the persistence, and also get the right knowledge on what I'm really venturing into. And that has helped me, 1, convert all those people who actually first rejected me and did not believe in what I was doing into people who started believing in what I was doing at later on. So with time, they grew to become believers of my work, my business, my product, and even supporters at the moment as I speak.
Most people underestimate the power of knowledge. But, even in our religious books, it says that you have to seek for knowledge, even if it's on the throat of a lion. You have to take your hand inside there and take that knowledge, and move with it. I remember even our previous guest, the famous author in Tanzania, Jonathan Daly, he came up with a quote that the more you learn, the more you grow, the more you earn. So it's very important to have knowledge, and someone who has knowledge and someone who has no knowledge on something, they're 2 very different things. Yeah, so seek knowledge. There are a lot of ways to seek knowledge. Either you can have mentors, you can watch podcasts, you can read books, you can go to YouTube, watch short videos, or you can learn from anyone who knows something, but make sure they have done it before you take the knowledge from him, because you cannot go around learning from fools just because they are old and you think they know stuff,
Plus, we have a lot of places where you can get this information or the knowledge that you actually need from books. There's so many books that are recommended. You can even Google about these books. I want books on finance to get more knowledge on finance. I want books on business to get more knowledge on business. I want books on health. They're there. So you can start with books. You can go to audiobooks. There are even audiobooks for those who can't read. There are podcasts. There are so many things. YouTube channels that are actually offering free information and knowledge on different aspects in whatever area you're in. So we stand on, the more you learn, the more you earn.
Yeah. So if you want to learn from me about business, you're welcome, but it's not free. You have to pay, because I don't teach for free. You have to put your money where your mouth is. So Nurryn, last time I remember the Minister of Technology in Tanzania, he announced that there are over 70 million lines in Tanzania. So it means over 7 million people, they have access to mobile phones. That's very huge, And people who are using social media, there are more than 10 million. And that's just on Facebook and Instagram.
There actually, the last time I checked was around 31 million people.
31 million.
Half of the population of Tanzania is on social media.
Okay. Yeah. So I was referring to Facebook and Instagram. So there are a lot of social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So you get the point. It adds up to over 31 million. So it's safe to say that the digital revolution is going crazy right now, because a lot of people are on their phones. And I actually studied the other day that on average person spends over 6 hours a day on their phone. So how do you use this digital revolution to impact your business that you're doing?
Actually, for me, I can say with the technological advancement that is now happening, it has impacted businesses big time. First, in increasing more connectivity, greater connectivity amongst people. And I've attended like 2 technology events that have been prepared by the ICT ministry, and that was all to just learn from their aspects of how they are really planning to work on the, let's say, this connectivity, in how they can help. It can help in businesses also. And it's just mind-blowing, the ideas that they have, the things that they share, the strategies that they're sharing, that they have prepared to work on. It's amazing. So I can say it has not only improved greater connectivity, but also it has brought exponentiality. In which aspect? Let's think of how people used to do business before there was actually technology. I would have to find, let's start from barter trade.
Okay.
I have water, I need food. I would have to find someone with food to go to them to give them my water and make sure they actually need the water for me to get the food. But things are quite different now. I have a product that I'm offering. I would just go on Instagram, I would post it, and more than 1,000 people would view and see the product and come to me. The ones who need the product specifically would come to me. So I already know the target market. So this has really brought the exponentiality into passing information easier to people, but also help us reach the market effectively than it was before there was the technological advancement. So I'm using it to my advantage, to help me grow my business, to help me grow myself as a brand, to help me grow a platform to help other people actually grow businesses as well, and actually pass on the services and the education that I provide to the people who are, watching and listening through these technologies, social medias and other platforms where we can offer the services.
Do you have any online shop right now?
Yeah, I have an online store.
Yeah, for the people who are watching, if they want to get your products, from Nurryn health and wellness products, how do they find you?
Well, specifically at the moment, you can just follow my Instagram. That is where I share most of the content. You can follow my Instagram at Nurry__is, or you can write Dr. Nurryn Hamis, and it's the one and only, so you'll just see me there. I have a link tree which will show you every page, every link that would take you to the place where you want. If you need health products, if it's weight loss products, weight gain products, if there are other health products that you need a one-on-one consultation, you need a one-on-one session for business, you're most welcome. You'll get all the informations there.
You heard. So if you're looking for Nurryn, we're going to put her handles down in the description. Just follow her and do business with her. I've personally done some business with her. Yeah, they went well. So, right now in Africa, most people who are skilled, they are moving out of Africa. More than 20% of Africans, skilled labor, is going out to work to look for greener pastures. Let's say they are going to Australia, to the US, to Canada, to the UK, because conditions in Africa are not favorable, right? So all the talents are going away. So what's your take on this, especially in Tanzania? How does this brain drain affect Tanzania?
I think with our country, the very first area that should be considered for an improvement is the education system. It has to be invested in a way that it would favor these talents and these skilled youths that are actually going to look for greener pastures out there. It's because there's something that is lacking. So the way the education system is right now does not really favor for a big exposure, though still I can say we can build successful businesses, and all these individuals that are seeking for opportunities abroad can still tap into what we have here and actually also show whatever they have and the skills that they have to use into actually investing back into education systems as well. Okay. So with regards to those that are looking for opportunities abroad, they can also venture into the opportunities that we have local here in Tanzania and grow them to actually take them out there for people to see that we can also do the same things. But the education system has to improve in one way or the other.
Yeah, since you're also skilled and you said based on your business, you have access to 167 countries?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you wish that you can move, let's say, to India? You were in India the other day.
Well, no. To move, no. To grow my business, geographical freedom, or let me say, yes, geographical freedom, yes, I would love that. To have the ability to move from one country to the other, to build my business. But by the end of the day, I would want to still settle in my country because I believe there's huge potential here. And that is why even foreigners themselves invest here. They come here and look for ways to invest in our countries.
So do you think you can make more money here than, let's say, you are in Dubai or Australia or in the US?
Still can, if you are able to tap into those markets, international markets, whilst you're still here. So it's possible. Okay. Yeah.
I see.
With the technological advancements, we just spoke about that.
Yeah.
Exponentiality has brought the ability for you to be visible in all these areas without you being there present physically. Okay. So you can build a successful business, you can have a product, you can expose it into so many countries literally by you just being here.
Okay.
But it takes a dedication, it takes persistence, consistency into doing what you're doing. Make sure that you give it your all, maximize your potential, show people show people your all, give it your all. Yeah, for you to expose it out there and people to see it, and you actually make something good out of it.
Yeah, it's true. As you said, with the internet, things are going crazy right now. I remember the other day when we met and I was with my two friends and they're like, "You're Nurryn, oh, we know you."
Yeah.
And we're so surprised, like, how come you people know me and I don't know you?
Yeah.
The internet is crazy. Yeah. That's why I always tell people here, you should try to do something of value with the internet. Just provide value, create content, You never know who is watching. You never know who will see it, who will get inspired by it.
Actually, I have a very amazing story. There's a guy that I met just yesterday, and he shared his journey in how he got into media. And he's a person who writes articles. And he's saying his very first article that went viral, he just posted it. Imagine he was in the village, but he just posted it on Instagram and then logged out of his account. Someone from Clouds saw that article, took the article and posted it on his account and tagged the guy. From 2,000 followers, in less than a day, he found his account with 12,000 new followers. So it's literally 10 more thousand people followed him on one day. So that is the power of social media. You, as long as you are adding value, one day, one time, that content would hit the right person. And it would be of great impact to you. Because at the moment, as we speak, that guy works for Clouds. Yeah. But it was just a single article on Instagram.
Yeah. And one thing I've learned about social media is you have to show up every day. Because you never know when is your lucky day, and you don't want to miss your lucky day that you're going to share a piece of value that's going to go boom, viral. 3 years ago, we had a global pandemic, COVID, and it affected a lot of businesses. And right now, we also have Israel, Palestine, Iraq bombing each other, and it's also affecting businesses. As right now in Tanzania, fuel prices are rising every single week. We cannot even see the dollar. It takes time, takes effort just to get the dollar. Prices are rising, fuel is rising, dollar is becoming scarce because of something that does not even concern us. A war in Palestine. It's not my business, but why is it affecting our country? Because the world, as you know, globalization, the world is interconnected. Something can happen in America today, and Tanzania will feel the effects, right? So with these global uncertainties, whether it's economic or social uncertainties, political uncertainties, how do you adapt to your business to stay resilient?
These uncertainties are inevitable at the moment. So for a person who's building a business, you have to know how to diversify your income streams around your business. We spoke about this earlier. We're speaking about it again. Diversify. But also, you should know that your business, you have to move with the advancement. You have to move with the world. No, adaptability is very important. Know how to adapt to situations. I'll give you an example. Look at the trending and hot markets that are, there. Regardless of what situations would happen, be it economic. For example, I'll speak of me. Regardless of economic, political, social uncertainties that would happen and would cause crisis, as long as your business is something that is needed, you'll never run out of business. First, your business has to be on the internet. Bill Gates said, if your business is not on the internet, after a while, you'll be out of business. So you have to make sure that your business is out there. People are seeing it on the internet. Because you don't know, there's a time that would come that you can't physically be present for your business, but your social medias maybe, or the internet is speaking for you, bringing the numbers for you, still bringing the customers that need your services. For example, for me, I have based in a health and wellness industry, an industry that is a hot market. Everybody needs health, regardless of what crisis is coming or going. Everybody would need help.
And they don't bargain.
So by the end of the day, I would never run out of business. I would give you an example. At the time that we had COVID, a pandemic that affected the whole world, that was the time our business was booming because everybody needed help at that specific time.
And you're praying for people to get sick.
Everybody. Musa. Everybody was in need of health. Everybody is looking for ways to improve their immunity. Everybody is looking for ways to, get rid of the virus out of their bodies. So people are actually making massive sales at that time. People are actually buying land, investing in different areas at the time that there was a crisis. So find a business that you know would sustain at any conditions. But also planning is very important. It's the key to your business. Know how to plan around your business, to know in what circumstances, when it's the recession period. Now we're going to hit the bottom of our business. What am I going to do that will make me sustain in my business until the time of rise again?
Yeah.
So it's important to plan, be in an industry or be in a business that would be there, would be needed at all times. Don't sell products, don't offer products or services. Offer solutions to people, make them need you. So that at any time, regardless of what situation is going on, we know we need you to solve a certain problem. So we will look for you regardless. So I think these are the things that are helping me know that with whatever situations that would come, my business will still be there. My business is on the internet. My business is a health and wellness industry. I'm providing solutions to problems of people, health solutions. So at all times, I know that you guys would need me.
It's a sad story. During COVID, I actually ordered a lot of face masks, and due to bad conditions, they never arrived until last year. So now I have a lot of masks that I cannot sell. So if you need masks, just contact me. I'll put my Instagram down below. Just come to me. Any kind of mask that you need, I'll supply, because I have a lot of masks that I couldn't sell because of the shipping delays during COVID. Anyways, personally, I believe that women should stay at home, cook, clean, raise kids, just be there taking care of their family and their husbands, and not take care of business. But here you are, we have a woman who is an entrepreneur and working, taking those masculine roles and stuff like that. Anyways, let's talk about this. What role do you think entrepreneurship plays in empowering women?
Actually, entrepreneurship plays a crucial role in empowering women.
Okay.
One, in supporting women, empowering women in terms of their independence,
Okay.
economic independence. We are building leaders through entrepreneurship. Social impact as well is provided by women in entrepreneurship. And as a female entrepreneur myself, I can say I advocate to break the barriers and support as many women to build successful businesses, to maximize their potentials. Because as a woman, you are born with a huge potential. And most women don't really see this because they are not in environments that are supportive for them to actually, try and do something. As you say, for you, I don't really know why you have that belief that a woman is supposed to just stay and cook and raise kids.
Yeah, because I believe women are flowers, and flowers bloom and they don't work. A woman should stay at home, cook, clean, and do some other stuff.
Okay, we all have different values and perspectives of these things. But for me, I can say I have committed myself to give myself the mission to support women. And that is why, for me, I work with women mostly and youth as well. Because these are two areas that give me the itch that I need. That these are the these are the two type of people that I would really love to support and show them that you can do this. A lot of youth have the wrong mindset in building businesses. And a lot of women have the wrong mindset as well in building businesses because they lack the knowledge, they lack the support. So I'm providing all that to them to show them that actually you can break the barriers. You can build successful businesses, you can go for your dreams, and you have to maximize your potential. You don't have to die with your potential. And Musa, they say the riches of the world are not in hands of humans that are alive. Okay. They're not in Modewich's pockets. They're not in Bill Gates' pockets. They're not in all these places. The riches of the world are in graves. And do you know why? No. It's because most people die without maximizing their potentials to the fullest.
Okay.
So as people that have this knowledge already, we have to go on into advocating and supporting people and making people understand that you can't die with your potential. You have to maximize it to the fullest. That's why I say go all in when you're doing something. Give it your all so that you can actually maximize your potential to the fullest. Because you have great things that you can do. Actually, there are great things that can happen, and that is why even when we speak of talents that are leaving the country to go and look for opportunities abroad, people could actually decide to maximize the talents that they have and start from here and build a name right here and take it out there.
Do you think you can really support people in your business and support your husband at the same time?
Yes.
How can you do that?
With my industry, actually, I am building a business that does not require me to be there 24/7.
Okay.
Yeah. I am simply building a business that would be able to sustain without me being there actively. So I would have time for my kids, I would have time for my family, I would have time for friends, I would have time to do other things, and still my business would be going. Because I'm building leaders that will be doing what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it without requiring me to push them to do it. Yeah. And that is the beauty of network marketing.
How is your mental health? Is it healthy? Because I heard the other day, I read on social media that 90% of Tanzanians have mental health issues, especially entrepreneurs.
Okay. For me, I can say I'm doing my best to make sure that I am at my fullest when it comes to my mental health, because I prioritize self-care. I also seek support into mentors and peers as well. And I also make sure that my team specifically finds that healthy work-life balance, so that their mental health is not affected by work only or by life happening to them only. No. So they find the healthy balance. So mental health is something that is very important, especially for a person who is an entrepreneur. Okay. Yeah. You have to find a balance between your work and other things as well.
Businesses are like humans, the way a human being is born, you grow, you mature, you start getting old, you die. The same as business. You start a business, you start from scratch, you grow it, it reaches a point of saturation, and then it starts declining, and eventually it dies. There are actually very few businesses that have lasted, let's say, for over 200 years. You can actually count them. There are very, very few. Most businesses, they are not that old, and all of them will eventually die. If you want to argue with me, just go and argue with economics laws of diminishing whatever. But that's how it works. It must grow and die. So how do you ensure that your business will be sustainable? And how is that important to you, the business that you're doing right now?
So it's very important for you to build sustainable systems around your business. Like, you have to make sure that you have an established base of a foundation of loyalty and trust amongst you, your customers, your business partners, your team members. Everybody that you work with has to be built around this foundation to make sure that they are sustainable, for you to build a long-term business that is actually successful. Yeah.
It's very good to build something that is going to stand the test of time. Most companies, 90% of the companies, they die within 2 years. And the ones that survive, 90% of them, they die in the next 5 years. So it's crazy. Make sure what you're selling has demand, like Nurryn here. She sells health products because people are always going to get sick, and they're always going to go to Nurryn. People are always going to be obese, and that's why Nurryn comes in. Like, you're fat and you're broke. Can you take this C9? It's going to help you lose weight. Be healthy, do exercises. That's a sustainable business that's going to last for a very long time, as long as people keep getting sick. So yeah, there you are. You have to start a business that's going to be sustainable.
And also, even in working in different industries, let's say you want to partner with a certain company, with a certain person who is in business, make sure that you also go about how stable their business is. I would give an example of myself. I'm working with a company that has been standing for 46 years. This May, they have reached 46 years of operating globally in all their 167 countries. Meaning, this is a company that has 4 decades present, and it's functioning. So that means there's a stability that there is in this business. And being in the health and wellness industry, there's demand. There's always people who would come with different problems that would need solutions from me. So simply you can provide. So make sure when you're going about starting a business, there are basics that you need to know. There's a knowledge that you need to get for you to be able to work around your business and make sure that it actually gives you an impact and you are stable and sustainable as well.
Most Tanzanians hate Chinese people, and I've seen that with my own eyes. At Kariakor right now, there are a lot of Chinese people doing businesses that Tanzanians should be doing them. Not just Tanzania. A lot of countries, people hate foreigners coming to their countries. We have seen it in the US when Donald Trump wanted to become a president. By then, he said, we're going to build a wall between the US and Mexico so that the Mexicans can stop coming to the US, right? We have seen it in South Africa. South Africans, they hate foreigners, right?
Yeah.
So some people love foreigners, even here in Tanzania. Some people love the Chinese because they come here as investors, so they bring foreign investment in Tanzania. So what's your perspective on foreign investment? Does it do more harm than good, or vice versa? Does more good than harm?
Foreign investment in Tanzania brings both opportunity and challenges. In terms of opportunities, you see that people are investing. I'll give an example of the Chinese. They're investing in Tanzania. They would stimulate the economic growth. They would also bring in job opportunities to some individuals as well. But on my perspective of how these foreign investments are coming in, most of them don't align with the values that we have here. And that is why I can't consider them an investment fully. Sometimes, at some cases, they tend to be more exploitation than investments, because they get resources from us. They use these resources for their own advantage and take back the return to their countries and help them grow their own economy. And that is why we're not growing.
Exactly. And when they come here, they will rent a single bedroom and they will stay 20 people inside.
Like Chinese and Indians.
Yeah, it's crazy. They will destroy your house. That's why we need more investors and less of these last people. How do you see the role of African entrepreneurs that are evolving in the world stage?
African entrepreneurs are increasingly taking or driven with their careers into worldwide stages. I'll give an example of some. And by the way, before I start with an example, I don't believe in luck. Okay. I believe in hard work, and when hard work meets talent, success comes by the end of the day. And when somebody is really doing the work and they have all the talents and potentials, even these people that are actually, let's say, discriminating and there's racism and all this, they can't hide. When you're just, they say they can't dim your light. Yeah. When you're shining, you're just gonna shine out there. I'll give you an example of Diamond Platnumz. Okay. His music, he is an entrepreneur, right? Yeah. His music is taking him into worldwide stages drastically. It's not something that is even in anybody's control anymore. Okay. So they can't say that there's someone who will come out there that is maybe light skinned that would outshine him because he can step into worldwide stages and stuff like that. So I believe with whatever talent you have, get the necessary skills you need, do the work, and by the end of the day, you can just simply get exposed out there. I'll even give an example of somebody else, Joel Nanauka himself. Yeah. He is doing the work. He has a talent for public speaking. He has a talent for like motivation and all these things. And he learns, he is endlessly learning. So that means he's growing. And he has the potential that it takes to grow. So nobody can outshine that light or dim it just because there's someone out there who is going to stop you from, stepping into worldwide stages and stuff like that.
I've been discriminated a lot because I'm just black, and before it used to really hurt my feelings, and then I got used to it, and now I really don't care anymore about it. So you being a female, I heard also that female get discriminated a lot in workplaces. Sometimes you even have to face the so-called like sex corruptions, for you to get an opportunity or a job or something like that, someone will want something out of you, right? So have you ever faced any discrimination when doing businesses, like because of your gender or because of your age? And if yes, you have faced it, how did you handle it?
So as I said before, things like gender discrimination or discrimination generally is something that is inevitable, especially in businesses.
Yeah.
So simply for me, how I go about these things is I address it by focusing on my expertise. I focus on my work. I stand on business. I love to say that. I stand on business. And I build strong networks. I build strong connections. And that is why I love connecting with new people. Because you don't know when you're going to meet the next strong connection that is going to help you or boost you into your business or help you pursue more in your business. So strictly stand on business and build strong connections with people or strong networks with people. And that is how you can simply address these discrimination things, because they will always be there, but you have to find your way around them. So handle the objection of being discriminated, handle the discrimination, focus on your professional, focus on your profession, and just connect with people, build strong networks.
Talking about connections, let me share a story of how me and Nurryn met. I actually met Nurryn the first time on an event called Connectors Club. That's how I met Nurryn. And right now, here we are doing an episode. Your network is your net worth, as they say. So we also have another event, Connectors Club event. By this time, the keynote speaker will be Vusi Thembekwayo, which is going to happen on 20th July this year at JNICC. And we have two events, one at JNICC and the other VIP event where people are going to have dinner with Vusi. They're going to be more like personal connection with Vusi at Johara Rotana. So if you want to join the event, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, such as how to network with people. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about how to scale your business to have that global impact that we're talking about today. So yeah, if you want to get your ticket, there are very few right now that are remaining. Just go to our Instagram page at Connectors Club TZ. You'll find all the instructions there about getting the ticket. So yeah, that's it. See you on 20th July. If you want to connect with me personally, or if you want to connect with Nurryn, because she's going to be there.
And I'm really excited about this event because we're talking about the big fish in the entrepreneurship world. So this is somebody that I know for a fact, for you who is a startup business or a young entrepreneur that is just rising to, explore into the entrepreneurship world, this is not an event for you to miss, because the parts that he's going to share, he said he's going to share some parts of his journey that he has not shared with anyone before. So you getting to know this might be the only thing that you needed to hear for you to know how you can go about your entrepreneurship journey. So don't miss, because personally I'm going to be there and I'm very excited to meet Vusi. Yeah.
Not just you. A lot of people are so excited. I've been receiving
hundreds
of messages, phone calls like, yo, I want to come to the event, in a sense. So it's going to be crazy. The tickets are selling out so fast. So for you not to miss, go grab your ticket right now. So one last question I have for you, Nurryn. As I said before, a lot of people, especially young females, are looking up to you.
Yeah.
People know you, but you don't know them. They know you because you're always up to your own business. You always handle your own business. So what advice do you have for young Tanzanian entrepreneurs or Tanzanian young females that are hesitant on being entrepreneurs? What would you advise them to do?
My advice to young Tanzanians who are hesitant to start their own business: failure is part of the learning process. That is something that you should embrace.
Okay.
Behind the fear that you have is everything you want. Every single thing you want is behind that fear. So the fear of starting your business, behind that fear, the minute you overcome it and start your business, that is the minute you've started your journey to success. Also, another advice that I can give to young, hesitant people who are wanting to start business but they're failing is start small. Learn, seek mentorship. It's very important to seek mentorship in any venture of business that you want to go about. Make sure that you seek mentorship from the people that have been doing with full experience and are successful in that industry, for them to provide the necessary information, the knowledge, and to guide you through.
Yeah.
And then go about your business. Just start small, and eventually you'll grow into somebody someday. So this is my advice to everybody who wants to start their business but they're hesitant.
My advice is, don't waste time. Just do it. Just take the first step. You don't have to see the whole staircase to keep moving. Small steps, you'll get there, as long as you keep learning and you keep showing up every single day. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. It's been real. I was with Nurryn today.
And it's a wrap.
Yeah, and it's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and let me know down below. Do you want Nurryn another time? She'll come here. See you on the next episode. Bye.